Class 11, Subject Accountancy, Chapter 3, Accounting Principle, Lecture number 1. Hello students, as we have already done some of the basic concepts related to accounting in our last chapter. In this chapter, we shall study some concepts and assumptions related to accounting. So, main objective of accounting is to provide appropriate, useful, and reliable information about the financial performance of the business to its various users to enable them in judicious decision making. This objective can be achieved only when accounting records are maintained. If we want to achieve some objectives, definitely we have to maintain proper records of accounting on the basis of uniform rules and principles. Fine. Next one is accounting principles, concepts and conventions are known as generally accepted accounting principles. It means GAAP. Short form is GAAP. These principles are base of accounting. So generally accepted accounting principles refers to the rule or guidelines adopted for recording and reporting of business transactions in order to bring uniformity and consistency in the preparation and the presentation of financial statements. So these concepts help us to know the rules and guidelines adopted for recording and reporting of transactions, whatever is there in the business, and the main objective of them is to bring uniformity and consistency in the preparation and the presentation. These principles have evolved over a long period of time on the basis of experiences of accountants, customs, legal decisions, etc., which are generally accepted by the accounting professionals. Fine. So these principles are accepted. That's why these are called generally accepted accounting principles. First of all, going concern assumption. This concept assumes that an enterprise has an indefinite life or existence. So it is assumed that the business has neither intention to liquidate nor to scale down its operation significantly. In simple words, we can say that going concern concept says that business will carry on for a long time, long period of time. Fine, if we have started some business, definitely we have an idea in our mind that it will go on long years. So its relevance is distinction is made between capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Classification of assets and liabilities into current and non-current assets. It means that in our business we have to divide everything like in that way in which we can understand it properly. Whenever we need current assets, we need liability. What are the liability of the business? What are the assets of the business? What is the capital expenditure and revenue expenditure of the business? So we have divided all these categories to make us better understand and to make our users better understand about the financial position of the business. So depreciation is charged. C point is depreciation is charged on fixed assets and fixed assets appear in the balance sheet at book value without having reference to their market value. Fine. Going concern assumption says that concept of going concern assumes that a business firm would continue and carry out its operation for foreseeable future. We don't know about what will happen in future, but going concern assume that a business firm will continue for long time. So second point is there is no intention to close down the business. Not any necessity to scale down its business activities. Fine. Point number 3, the business firm will not dissolve until it is required by the law. Next one, because of this difference between capital expenditure and revenue expenditure is made. For example, if fixed asset is purchased, then its cost is spread over its useful life and its total cost is not treated as an expense in the year of purchase. Fine. Business entity concept. The concept of business entity says that a business is a separate entity from its owners. So therefore, for the objective of accounting, the firm and its owners are considered two distinct persons. Firm is different and its owners are different. Fine. Hence, the firm and owner are different. So business entity concept says that a business is separate from its owners. So when an owner bring capital to the firm, जब कोई person या owner कैपिटल मनी लेकर पैसा लेके आता है बिजनेस में, तो इट इज कंसीडर्ड एज अ लाइबिलिटी ऑफ द बिजनेस. तो वो बिजनेस की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लाइबिलिटी है उसको उसके पैसे वापस देने की. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कंसीडर्ड अकॉर्डिंग टू बिजनेस एंटिटी कॉन्सेप्ट दैट ओनर्स एंड फर्म बिजनेस एंटिटी आर सेपरेट persons. Fine. So an entity has a separate existence from its owner. According to it, business is treated as an entity which is a separate entity and distinct from its owner. Therefore, transactions are recorded, analyzed, and financial statements are prepared from the business point of view and not of the owner. Fine. So the owner is treated as a creditor for his investment in the business, as if the firm has borrowed from its owner instead of outside parties. Understood this line? Under business entity concept, we may assume that the firm has borrowed from its owner instead of outside parties. So interest on capital is treated as an expense like any other business expense. His private expenses are treated as drawings leading to reduction in capital. Fine. So business is a separate entity. There are separate persons. We can say entities. One the firm and another one is owners. Fine. Its owner. Accounting period principle. According to this principle, the whole indefinite life of an enterprise is divided into parts known as accounting period. So the whole indefinite life of an enterprise is divided into parts. Means we may take one year, okay, that is known as accounting period. So accounting period is defined as interval of time at the end of which the profit and loss account and balance sheet are prepared, so that the performance is measured at regular intervals and Decisions can be taken at the appropriate time. Accounting period is usually a period of 1 year. Make sure in your mind that it is usually a period of 1 year, and that year may be financial year or calendar year. Now, what is financial year and calendar year? Financial year is from 1st April to 31st March, and calendar year is from 1st January to 31st December. Understood? So, accounting period can be any one of the two, financial year or calendar year. Accounting period is the time frame at the end of which the financial statements of a business are prepared to evaluate its profit and losses and to learn the status of its assets and liabilities. This is required for the smooth availability of data to the users. So, of the accounting information in a convenient manner. So, this is the time frame under which we have to prepare our financial statements so that we can evaluate our profit and loss of the business and learn the status of assets and liabilities, so that it can make available the data to the users of information in the convenient manner. Fine. What is its relevance? The assumption requires showing the allocation of expenses between capital and revenue. Fine. Portion of capital expenditure that is consumed during the current year is charged to income statement, and rest of the portion, unconsumed portion, is shown as an asset in the balance sheet. Fine. As per income tax law, tax on income is calculated on annual basis from 1st April to 31st March. That means financial year. And number 4, timely action for corrective measures can be taken by the management. All these things are to be kept in mind while we are showing accounting period concept. Fine. Next one is full disclosure principle. What do you mean by it? This means that according to this principle, apart from legal requirements, all significant and material information relating to the economic affairs of the entity should be completely disclosed. They are saying whatever the information is significant, that is to be completely disclosed in the financial statements and accompanying notes to the accounts. Fine. So, financial statement should act as means of conveying and not concealing the information. Fine. Next one is cost concept. Cost concept requires that all the assets must be recorded in the books of accounts at the price at which they were bought, at which they were purchased, which involves the cost incurred for transportation, installation, and acquisition. So, the cost concept is traditional in nature, as a particular amount concerning the asset is paid on the date of purchase and does not change year after year. They are saying that assets are to be recorded on the amount on which we have purchased them. They were bought in the business. For example, all the costs included transportation, installation and acquisition are to be included in the asset. Fine. Consistency assumption. According to this assumption, accounting policy and practices once selected and adopted followed every year. Consistency means whatever the policies and rules business has made, that is to be followed every year, the same. So they should be applied consistently again and again over the period of time. And it helps in the comparative study of financial statement of the current year with that of previous year. So it eliminates the factor of personal bias as well. Fine. So policies can be changed if there are two conditions: required by law or accounting standards, or it will result in a more meaningful presentation. Fine. So changes should be disclosed to everyone. Under consistency assumption that policies and practices once selected are adopted and to be followed year after year. Fine. And these are consistently followed over a period of time. Next one is accrual concept. Accrual concept. Accrual basis assumption. Revenue and expenses are recognized in the period in which they occur rather than when they are received or paid. They are saying whatever the income or expenses we have in our business, we have to record them whenever they are occurred. Fine. We should not record them whenever they are received or paid. Fine. So we have to record it at the time of occurrence of revenue and expenses. So it is an important concept because it recognizes the assets, liabilities, incomes and expenses only when transactions related to it are entered into. Fine. Third one is profit is recognized when the sale of goods and services has been made and obligation is transferred to the customer to pay in return. Similarly, expenses is also recognized when goods and services are purchased and obligation is created to pay for them. Fine. All these points are to be taken into consideration when we do accrual basis assumption. Now, money measurement principle. According to this principle, only those transactions that are measured in money or can be expressed in terms of money are recorded in the books of accounts. The transactions that are recorded in terms of money are to be recorded in the books of accounts. Non-monetary events like death of any employee, strikes, disputes are not recorded at all. So even though these are also affect the business operations significantly. Fine. So your homework is to revise, learn these topics and note down in your notebook.